This is how I would learn to putt if I wasn't very good at putting. And I wasn't very good. When I started playing here in Asia, I was terrible at putting, especially with all the new grasses. So I've spent 6 years of my life studying putting intensely. One of the big problems we have when we suck at putting is that we can't read the green, and then we identify with our diagnosis. And we think, well, no, I can't read the greens. I'm no good at reading greens. We actually can. We actually can all read the greens, and it's one of the skills of putting you have to get right. How would I go about doing it now? Well, a lot of the time, we're unaware of downhill and uphill slopes. That's the first step. Once you can become aware of downhill and uphill slopes and the fact that you need to hit it softer downhill and firmer uphill, that's already stage one. Now stage two is understanding left and right slope. Now you may claim that you cannot see the slope, which I understand because we start to identify with it and we feed into that narrative instead of breaking free of it. The one way to break free of it is to understand that your brain is fantastic at perceiving the environment around you. And you can see slope. If I were to ask you to put this ball out there to the hole, just with your hand, how would you do it? I'd go like this, right? So the reason I do that, I don't know why. I didn't think about it, I just threw it because my brain can perceive there's a slope right to left. But if you cannot, can you hit the ball straight? Then I would start with that. Okay? Then I would start with that. Let's hit directly at the hole. Okay? Now see where the ball finishes. It's finished very far from the cup and it finished way to the left. That means that it was hit too hard and I need to go further right because it went to the left. So let's just start with the pace. Let's just hit a little bit softer because it's downhill. Okay, now we've got the pace good, but now where's it finishing? Ah, look at that. It's finishing about 2.5 to 3 feet left. Does that mean if I hit the same pace 2 or 3 feet left, or 2 or 3 feet right, I can get a better result? Of course it does. So what we do is, we can start by lining up straight, and then like a video game, move your character and club to the right, and hit the same pace. Okay, now we went a bit too high, but look at what we're getting now. We're starting to get a radar of where we want the ball to finish, and that's part of the process. We want to self-discover. We hit the ball straight at the hole. Where does it finish? Adjust. Now, when you are aware of this and you take the label of I can't see the slope away, you're going to start to see that slope. You're going to go down and go, oh, shit, now I see it, now I see it. And the more you practice this, the more you're going to see, oh, I can actually see slope. If you really cannot perceive slope, the next thing I suggest you do is get yourself a digital level and learn AimPoint putting. Basically, it's about finding between your ball and the hole, it's about finding the percentage of slope, not degrees of slope, on your line. So let's say we go in AimPoint putting 1/3 of the way to the hole, and then we go 2/3 of the way to the hole. We've got this on percentage, okay? On the percentage here, we have 0, okay? So that's flat actually. And then the percentage we have here is 2. So we have a 2% slope. Now in AimPoint, you're supposed to stand behind your ball and put 2 fingers up. You can start by doing that. And that's going to give you that 2-foot amount that we discovered by self-discovery. So let's say that we're going to hit this ball right through these levels. And our aim point, according to 2 fingers, is up here. And the aim point is very important. So this is the key when you're learning to putt. When people are giving you lines, they don't understand the line that you see. So what I talk about is the aiming spot to the right or left of the hole, and then you get what you call an apex. That's where it reaches the top of the curve and then starts curving the other direction. And then you have the drop point. That's about 66% of the way to the hole. That's where it starts moving into the cup. We don't want to aim to the drop point or to the apex. We want to aim to our spot that we have identified out to the right. And we do that by finding something between our ball and that spot that we can line our club face up to. So we look for something on that line. We find something on that line. Over here, we line our putter face up to that line. And now we start to hit better putts, but our pace control is not quite there yet, which is okay. We're taking our levels out onto the putting green, a practice green. And with this, the way you start learning it is you see, Okay, this one is 1%. Okay, feel that in your legs, your hips, your lower back. Okay, that feels a little bit high on my left foot over here. This is 2. Oh wow, that's considerably more than 1. I can feel it much higher on the left side, and my body wants to move to the right. Yes, in the beginning, you're going to look like a dingleberry, but I promise you, AimPoint is one of the most valuable things you can learn if you don't actually know how to read a green and can't see slope. Once you can do it and you start to feel slope, once you've done it enough, you're going to be able to see the slope when you get to the green instead of having to feel it. And if you're in doubt, you can then go feel it. Hey, are you going to be 100% accurate feeling 1%, 2%? Maybe not, but at least you'll feel something compared to nothing. So what we've discovered so far is that we can hit the ball straight, see where the ball finishes, aim a little bit more toward the opposite side of where it finishes, and then adapt from there with the radar. We've also learned that you can do AimPoint to learn and feel the slope, and eventually, once you're able to feel the slope enough, and you've done it enough, you're going to see the slope. But now we have this thing with distance control. Now this is a putter I've never used before, so I'm not familiar with it. Can you see how far I've hit it past the hole there? If I putt with my most familiar putter, which is my bird dog from waterplayergolf.com that I make putters because I love putting so much. If I putt with my regular hammer, I know how much to hit it. Now this is a brand new putter, and this is one of the things I would not do if I were you. I would go and get myself a putter that I love and then use that until it just doesn't work. Stay with one. The familiarity you have with one putter, swinging one hammer, is more valuable than just changing every single week because you think something's going to work. The familiarity is what's going to give you that distance control. Now there's a lot of crap talked about distance control online, but in the end, distance control is purely instinctive, which you also do have. And the reason I'm going to tell you right now that you have it is because you're still alive right now. You do not walk into things, you do not break your hand trying to open things, you do not trip on things you can see and you walk over them, because your brain tells your body how to move in space and time. And it has a great perception of reality, especially on slopes. And then once you give it a great intention, a great intention of what you want to do, it's going to perform that intention. If you come in with a scared intention, it's going to make your body scared. So we don't want to have a scared intention. We want to let the barriers down about speed control. We don't want to be standing there giving it like the formula of like this far back, that far forward, this far back, that far forward is going to give you so much distance, because it's going to change on different green speeds. The familiarity with the green speed and the familiarity with your hammer are the two important parts. Once you're familiar with them, it's going to get a lot easier. So don't change them all the time. Now we have a putt. We see the line. We know how to aim our putter. We just want to get that pace right? So what we do, we perceive it. We create a movie in our mind of what we want to do. We create a little movie. We see the ball rolling and curving toward the hole. After we've created the curve in our mind, we found the tangent on that curve to the left or right of the hole. We've aimed our putter up to that, and our brain is already perceiving these things, right? Now you've made the intention great. You want to hold the putt with this curve you've seen. This is a big start, right? This cannot be understated. This is a great start to your putt. Then we want to get to the ball after we've done all that intention, and we want to feel and get the intention of a great stroke with our hammer on this putting surface. Okay, let's get a rhythm and a tempo, and that's all we have to do is replicate that. Wow, see, I'm not quite used to this putter, so I'm still hitting at 5 feet, 6 feet by. So now I have to just get a little bit more in touch with my hammer. Very first time I'm ever using it. So what you're going to do is you're going to play around a little bit, right? You're going to play around. Get your brain and body connection working. Now I'm getting a little bit closer. I was a little bit tentative on that one. And now somewhere between there, we're going to start getting the feel right. That's just a downhill putt. I took into account the downslope, the right to left. But what about an upslope putt? What about an upslope putt? Check it out. Let's try something, cats. Throw this ball in a cup now. Okay, again. Okay, cat, again. One more. Now look at that, G-Up doesn't play golf, but she has the ability to go, okay, the first two were very short. Give it a longer throw. Look at the consistency of the second two and then the final one just short of the cup. Now, G-up, come have a putt here. Now, G-up, kitwala, uphill, downhill,
uphill ค่ะ
ซ้ายขวา
ซ้าย
Okay, Tini, okay. Okay, again, am I? Okay, perfect. Now hit the ball to here. Yeah, perfect. Look at that, huh? Now this is just showing you that G-up, who doesn't play golf, can perceive things. She's a caddy, sure, she can read a green, but to putt a ball without ever having touched this putter before and nearly hold a putt, absolutely money. Let's see her do it again now. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. So you see, the point here is that G-up doesn't play golf. You play golf. What she doesn't have is the barrier you're putting in the way of your brain. You have a brain, it tells your body what to do. Your brain looks uphill, it sees the pin, sees the hole. G-up doesn't know this because she doesn't allow herself to get jumbled with your fancy thoughts. Her brain saw this as the target, uphill, and her brain perceived the distance to be in line with the cup and 2 inches behind the hole. It's absolutely phenomenal. But then as soon as she starts thinking about stuff, she's going to place little barriers she has to get over to get back to what she was just doing naturally. And you may have lost, and I sometimes lose, the ability to just naturally let the ball and club do what they need to do based on our body's movement and knowledge of what to do. It's just that simple for pace control. See, perceive, feel the tempo, feel the rhythm, look at where you want to go, get that video playing in your mind, get to the ball, replicate what you've just done, and you're going to see a lot of success. We don't need these fancy drills, we don't need these fancy techniques of distance control. That's super, super duper simple. Now this is completely on the fly. I was not intending on using G-up, but she loves a bit of interactions here, and we've just moved this ball. The first time she's used this putter, the second putt of her life. Now Cads, Tini, here, or here, okay, come have a look. Good. Very nice. Look at that, perfect. Just a bit of pace, but look at the perfect line she started it on. She picked the line, she hit it on the line, a little bit too firm. And this is the point, it's never going to be perfect first time. This is a non-golfing person. And one of the keys as well is not to get that idea of a baby bird in your hand grip. Now, one of the things about grip pressure, people feel like they want to touch a little bird in their hand. They don't want to kill, you know. That's wrong. We need at least a 3 or 4 out of 10 grip pressure to counteract the club wanting to lag back into an arc. Now, she's going to have a look, and she's going to give a putt with a bit firmer grip. Let's see what happens. Now she's got the pace right, but the line not right. Okay, perfect, Cads, perfect. There you go. Good putting, good putting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now you can see one thing that G-up may need to work on, you know, if we actually took it seriously, is just how to line the putter up correctly, because she's getting it, you know, kind of correct. But to find something on the line of the ball to your starting line, which looks like it's just over here. So if I line my putter up to that point, or even something closer, 4 to 6 inches, there's a little tiny baby pine needle there. If I line that club face up to that, and I feel the rhythm to there. Okay, this is a new hammer for me, okay? Okay, you see, I'm not used to the hammer, but we're getting the line and alignment real good. Now we just adapt, we just self-explore. Okay, we're almost there, but the putt's getting good. It's getting real good. Our alignment is fantastic. One skill, aligning the putter. The other skill is pace control. The other skill is starting it on the line you want, and the other skill is reading. Still, I can't get it because I'm scared of this hammer. So the hammer might not be for you either. Now, G-Up likes this hammer. I like my bird dog putter. I use the bird dog putter to full effect. I get perfect distance control with it, so I need to stick with that and not change to other stuff. You can self-explore putting. I've shown you G-Up, who doesn't even play golf. That's the first time she's ever seen this putter because it's the first time I've ever taken her out on a golf course. And she can still get the ball close to going in the cup from anywhere, because we're just getting the perception and intention in her mind right, and she doesn't have the stumbling blocks we put in our own way. Remove those stumbling blocks. You've got a natural ability with your brain and body connection. You just need to trust it and stop seeing yourself on the green as a dodo brain. You're actually a player.